Howdy folks, it's Jason with Trinity Brewing Company, or otherwise known online as Saison Man. I'm recording this tonight because I just got an email that I was nominated as one of the top 4 guests on the Brewing Network podcasts for 2011. It's a pretty proud moment for me because the other 3 nominations are just 3 completely legendary brewers, heroes of mine, to say the least, as far as the brewing industry goes. So I'm going to go ahead and play this sound bite for you and just let everyone listen to it.
Some guests enlighten us, entertain us, change our lives. Others leave piss stains on the mattress of knowledge. Here are your nominees for the Brewing Network 2011 Best Guest of the Year.
All right. A very important award, I think, because we have a lot of guests throughout the year. And especially now that we do kind of a lot of the pro brewing alongside of the home brewing, we tend to have a lot more guests throughout the year. So I don't know how many shows it is that we do exactly. I probably should have counted it. Like 10 or 12.
Yeah, I think so.
So to be nominated, of all those guests as the best guest, just to be nominated, Doc, is an honor, don't you think?
I think so, yeah.
To win it.
Good answer, Doc. Yeah.
That's something else.
I'm surprised that this is the first one out.
Right.
Being so prestigious.
So important, right?
Yes.
All right, let's find out our nominees for Best Guest of the Year. First up, Mark Carpenter from Angerstein. Yeah.
There was a whole trend towards the national brands. You know, Schlitz, Budweiser, Olympia. It was huge. You know, it was all just yellow beer. And there was no market for anything other than those types of beers. And for a small brewery to make it, you obviously had to charge more money.
Right.
And that wasn't going to happen. And that's the stand that Fritz took, that he would have to charge more money to survive. And he did. When he first started getting out and selling his beer, for instance, he would go down to Fisherman's Wharf area and try to sell the beer. Now, here's a beer that Anchor Steam beer. You got an anchor on the label, and it's local, made in San Francisco. No one at Fisherman's Wharf wanted it.
Really?
And so that's what he was up against, you know. So it was just really a public awareness and a difference in style, and that pendulum's taken a long time to start swinging the other way.
Mark Carpenter from Angerstein. Also, Todd Ashman from 50/50 Brewing Company. Nice. What do you think about that whole kind of black market beer scene?
Well, unfortunately, I think it creates a hype that is almost hard to meet the expectation. I guess in some ways we pat ourselves on the back. It's like, oh, one of our 2008 Eclipses sold on eBay for $360. It's like, hey, but you know, then there's just an expectation that these things are absolutely stellar, and it's like, well, it can be, but it is a beer that's 3 years old now. There's a good chance that maybe it wouldn't be. So price tag all of a sudden becomes somewhat of a hindrance, and it's not for the content of what's in the bottle, it's for the bottle itself.
Right.
And it's like, wow.
Now, I have to say, just right off the bat, that both of these first 2 nominees are amazing brewers and amazing guests to me.
Yes.
Clearly, having Mark Carpenter on the show, who is just a legendary brewer, certainly in the Bay Area, but really throughout the country, was a highlight of my career. The Moscow made it happen, so that was fantastic. And then Todd Ashman, who's in this small brewery up in Truckee, California, but doing badass beers.
Yes.
I had no idea how good of a guest he was going to be, and I thought he was just awesome.
Yeah.
So I'm
great.
telling
a lot
you,
of good info.
right now the competition is tough. You know, even between a smaller brewery like 50/50 and a bigger brewery like Angerstein, I'm still thinking right now that these 2 are neck and neck. This is a difficult decision for me, deciding who's a better guest.
Just the cut right there.
All right, another one that you all know was a highlight of my career, and possibly so far the highlight of my career, is being able to interview my beer idol in beer, Jean Van Roy from Cantillon.
Oh, yeah.
At the end of the brew, I'm going in the Coolington room to have the first contact with my wort. I continue to have this contact with my beer to the end, to do the tasting, to the time when we will use the beer for the blend. It's my baby, and when I'm going into the cool ship room, and when I see the words who will leave the brewery the day after, I'm sad. It's special. It's impossible to describe. I'm proud of my beer, and I'm proud to see the product which is cooling. It's like in all the great films. At the end, Lambic win.
At the end, Lambic wins.
Right. So Jean Van Roy from Cantillon is now nominated. And our fourth and final nominee of the night, Jason Yester from Trinity Brewing Company.
I think Saison is more of an idea. I think it has to have a couple components. One of them is balance between all flavors. I don't think any flavor should ever dominate another flavor in Saison. I think there should be some notable spiciness in it. And it should also have a very light body. One of the hardest things to do with Saison is to get it to finish low, because all the famous Saison yeasts don't like to attenuate very well. And so there's a couple tricks that you got to do to make it finish low in gravity. And we're talking gravities like approaching zero sometimes.
Jason Yester from Trinity Brewing Company.
Well, that's not protein negative, that's for sure.
Jason, I thought, was a laid-back guy who had a lot of good information about sour beer.
Yeah.
And he's known, I think, in the Colorado region and out there, but out on the West Coast, where we tend to isolate ourselves from these great West Coast breweries, I didn't know much about it. So I just thought he was a fantastic guest who really opened up.
And he sent us a ton of bombs.
And he sent us a bunch of beer, which always helps. Like, you know how you guarantee yourself a nomination for best guest? Send a shitload of beer.
Yeah.
Right. All right. Your 2011.
12.
11.
20.
Whatever.
Now,
We're never going to get through this.
I
It
know.
took us 10 minutes to do this category.
Let's keep it that way. I'll just keep saying 11. You guys keep saying 12.
And then I have a personal story for everything.
Yeah. All right. Best guest of the year.
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Fourth year.
Jean Van Roy. Wow. Can you even believe it?
I can't.
oh,
That he was on our show? Yeah.
I thought maybe. I didn't know how we would do it. I
think
thought
you
maybe.
can't.
I was hoping.
Jean Van Roy, yes. Highlighted of my career and best guest of the year. Congratulations to Jean.
So there it is, folks. Brewing Network is a really high-class radio show, and it's basically, I guess, a huge honor to be among the brewers that they chose to have as their top guests this year. So thank you very much, Justin, and everyone at Brewing Network. And yeah, it's a pretty proud moment for me. So cheers, everyone.